I'm coming to you live from the island of Samui. I just arrived. I thought I was going to be earlier, but you guys need to let me know if you are able to hear me clearly because there's a lot of noise. I'm in a song tour, and yes, it's quite noisy, and it's going to take me, I think, roughly about 45 minutes to get to my destination. So welcome everybody, and I'm sorry guys, this is so embarrassing. Please meet my where are you coming from?
Liverpool, UK.
Liverpool. And your name is? Emily. Thank you, Emily. I'm from South Africa, and this is audience from around the world. So yes, nice to meet you. Sawadee ka. Sorry, konพูดภาษาอังกฤษได้ไหมไม่ได้คุณตาคะ please say hello สวัสดีครับ oh maybe he is a bit shy ไม่เป็นไร sorry hi guys, thank you Sabrina for logging on, Cherie, Claire, welcome you guys. So I am just trying to not lose my stuff here. This is not the easiest live session that I've done, but I'm coming to you live from, not Nakansi Kamarai, from Samui. I have just arrived on the island, and I thought I was going to be earlier so that I could execute this live, but no. So you are riding with me in the song tour, and I've got some neighbors from Liverpool and also from Thailand, of course. So it's about a 45-minute drive to my destination. And hello, vrienden, ek is net nou daar by jou, Estelle. I get to mislike. I decided to take the song tour. So yes, it's my crazy word, but now Sachi's live in Thailand lately with me, and yes, we should take the song tour next time, okay? Ons gaan nie daai bakkie van jou vat nie, okay? Gordon, thank you so much. So you are obviously able to hear me clearly. So I am going to attempt to read Ashley's writings, and you know, if it's not clear, then please let me know. Then I can do a session later on. Oh, you can hear me. Thanks, Cherie. I am so happy to hear that. And so let me continue. Thank you for joining, everybody. Yvonne, without further ado. So this writing was from Ashley back in 2023, around mid-May. So she said, I believe God has a plan for my life. One of the first Thai words I learned in prison was wait. So much is this word used that there is even the ubiquitous hand signal for it. 2 taps under the chin with the back of your flat hand, safe for both long distance and silent communications. Plenty are the opportunities that require us to do just that, and so we languish in long lines as we wait to eat, wait to wash, wait to count, for court dates, visiting slots, and letters. We line up and wait to have our bodies searched each time we enter our cell or move from one gate through the other. Yet, none of these gates ever seem to lead us to that which we are all ultimately waiting for, our release. For months on end, I too have been waiting, ignorantly thinking that ideas like, this isn't your real life, is soothing me. But upon much reflection, I found that it was this line of thought that caused me the most difficulty and harm. Trying to shut out reality doesn't make it any less real. What a momentous realization the day I came to understand that at no point did this stop being my life? How are you? Everyone wants to know, and finally I understand why Thais hardly ever ask this seemingly simple question. In fact, they're usually quite taken aback when asked, unsure to what extent to an answer and how truthfully, or wondering if they perhaps seem ill that they should be asked this. And so to avoid discomfiture of all parties involved, they replace our customary question with their own for more practical versions and ask, King Kauriang, have you eaten yet? The answer is yes, and all is well. Not yet is promising, feeding a hungry belly without having to inquire about an aching heart. So how am I? If only I could answer, good thanks in you. But alas, I find myself unable to evade the truth, and I'll tell you honestly, I'm homesick. I'm longing for a home that seems further away than a mere 9,000 kilometers, and each kilometer is felt when I sit down for breakfast and find watered down spicy fish and eggplant soup with rice instead of cereal and milk. It's felt when days or weeks pass and not a single English or Afrikaans word pass over the barrier of my lips. I yearn to lay in Mother Nature's bosom, to seek repose in grassy fields, salty seas and open plains. I suffocate from being unable to fill my lungs with unblighted fresh air, and I have an insatiable hunger for movement, to run, to swim, to dance, to a rhythm that's not been found between these walls. And surely when I see my mother, the distance diminishes greatly. Only 1 meter between two bodies, but none between two hearts. As it is with the reception of letters that transport me from this grey monotonous world to the surreal splendor and livelihood of the outside world. But 15 minutes pass by so quickly, and I lift up my eyes on those cages, and the skull is lifted as well. You see, my challenges lay little in the way of any practical adaptations to be made. You either make them to get by easier, or you don't, and effectively make things extremely difficult for yourself. I had to undergo a complete paradigm shift. Observation was my strategy. Slowing down my pace was the battle plan. Patience was its execution, with considerateness as a sword and kindness as a shield. So it was in the days I couldn't yet understand their language, and so I learned the ropes of life as an inmate. What I'm really at war with is the master no man can escape, time. It's during these sleepless nights or the lonely, restless hours of the day that you go through all that you carry within you until the day you've gone through it all your wrongs, all you did well, how you've loved and how you've hurt, and the most exhausted topic of it all, how you get there. The only time I manage to feel at peace is when I stop fretting about the past or worrying about the future and manage to just live in the present moment. When I eat, I chew, taste and swallow, bite for bite, until I've finished my meat. When I read, I allow myself to be completely consumed by each word I meet. When I wash the dishes, I try to be right there with the actions of simply washing the dishes. And so I mindfully go about all my activities to do away with the malicious voice that shouts at me in a hoarse whisper, filling me with anger, angst, as it repeats the dreadful phrase, time is slipping away. This persistent voice hushed, I gradually started to see things as they are. This is not the end. There is no pause. This is simply a continuation of each previous action of mine since the day I was born. Whether any specific moment is the result of intent or not, here I am. In every breath I take, there is life, my life. While this might not be my best chapter, it still forms part of the whole indeed. My greatest desire is to turn the page and see the start of a new one called home. But it won't come any sooner than when the time allotted for this chapter is seen through. And trying to live in a time that hasn't yet come, or that's already passed, only causes more suffering. My physical freedom has been taken away from me, as well as my privacy and countless other choices, both trivial and life-changing. But there are some things that no man can take away from you. It's what you have left when you are left with nothing. Your principles, your sense of humor, your thoughts, and your reactions. Freedom of the mind is about not getting swept away by every emotion and desire of yours. And my biggest challenge is putting this into practice. We don't always get to choose where we end up, and essentially we have no control over the things outside ourselves. What we do get is control, however, is our reactions to it. You wish to have the rain stop, won't keep the drops from falling. No matter how earnest, logical, or beneficial your desire may be, arising from whichever state of mind it might be, the rain will continue falling until it falls no more. So either you choose to open your umbrella, go seek shelter, or you simply become a spectator and participant as heaven sheds its tears, and allow yourself to be awakened and refreshed by the droplets dancing down on your skin. Despite it all, I do still have choices. I get to choose how I wish to view life and what effect both pleasant and unpleasant situations will have on me. I made the choice to learn the language so I can speak for myself, understand others, make jokes, and make friends. I made the decision to put in endless hours learning to read and write Thai in order to study my case file myself and actively be a part of the process of writing my own appeal for Supreme Court. And I choose to keep on fighting until the day I walk out of here a free woman. Each of us get to make choices every day. So what do you choose? Do you choose to live? Or do you allow time to slip away meaninglessly? I choose hope. I choose life. I believe that God has a plan for my life that stretches beyond these walls, and knowing that these gates won't open any sooner than it's meant to, I can trust that I will be given the strength to go about living my life from one moment to the other without having to worry about the whole rest of my life or the years that lie behind me. Everything has its time. So what do you, dear reader, choose? What do you choose to do with your time? Do you choose life or do you choose death? With love, Ashley. Okay, so this was 2 years ago, guys. So you can see by her latest writings the difference in everything. And it is quite amazing, all the growth. And we praise and we glorify God for that. Celeste, welcome, and Heidi, yes, you are, everything is God's grace, you know. I thought I didn't read Songkran, but I did at New Year. I did read Songkran, so sorry about that. I changed to music therapy. So music therapy, I think, was wrote around June of 2023. It is an unusual, pleasant Sunday afternoon. One of those rare occasions where everything is as good as it can be in here. The officer turns on the big speaker and the usual Thai playlist is on repeat. As we sit down for our meal, in the afternoons, we don't eat with the rest, but buy our own food, and to our greatest satisfaction, not only are the items on the menu we've ordered for today scrumptious, but each dish is actually done well. We joyfully observe our table after serving out all the food and arranging it, in such a way that it is pleasing to the eye. Spicy papaya salad and sticky rice, Southern Thai style noodles and 2 different kinds of curry, minced fried fish, fresh vegetables, and to add a pop of color, big juicy slices of watermelon. There's even a breeze today. My prison mom and I simultaneously speak out that it is only right to give thanks for this blessing of a day. To my surprise, she started praying to God. My heart swelled with gratitude, and after the short but sincere prayer, the 4 of us say amen and agree that today we're not to rush. We'll take our time enjoying what we have in front of us. As I listen to them chatter away, I silently sit and wonder how it would be if I too got to experience something so close to home as this meal is for them. Would it be a comfort, or would it intensify the feeling of loss? I reach for my last piece of watermelon to ease the burning from our spicy meal when I see someone signaling to me to listen to the upcoming song. My heartbeat rapidly picks up pace. The forgotten piece of fruit attracts my attention only when I notice that my hands are shaking. I take the last bite, but can hardly swallow because of the flutter in my stomach. Can it really be? I know this beat, the strong vocals asking me, why don't you come over? I get up and move to an empty table. I can hardly believe my ears. I'm not alone at the table anymore. My friend is next to me, though I'm the only one who can see her. The shyest girl with the sweetest voice that taught me to not ever be shy of the music I love. Oh, how we've danced and sung to such a variety of songs that didn't simply cover an array of genres, but stretched over periods and emotions in our lives. From memories in the past to dreams in the future, I'm sitting again next to you in the bus from Bangkok, on our way to start our life of independence. And I sit again in the police station where that life came to a sudden end. And again, it is you who came to me, the last one to physically sit by my side. There's a slight pause after the last notes have ended, and I'm brought back to my reality. How did I get here? During the first song, it hasn't fully sunk in, but as the second song came up, I listened, weeping. Here you go again. That familiar drum intro I've heard listening to music on some of my most serene and most somber days on Samui. I can't contain myself anymore. I need to be next to that speaker. I get up and feel strangely affected, but am pulled back to my surroundings as a smiling face motions for me to come near. Of course, it's only right that I go thank the officer. I walk over barefoot on the glaring concrete in the heat of the day, but I barely notice it. My thanks accepted with what seemed to me the grandest smile I've ever seen on the officer's countenance. I return to the speaker all dazed and sink into my seat. Of course, we're not meant to sit here, but I've been led by a force stronger than reason, and no one sees it fit to interrupt my apparent elation. It's such a relief that I'm relatively alone because I can't contain my emotions anymore. Can you even imagine being forced to give up music? It's been nearly 3 years. I am completely overwhelmed. I draw closer to the speaker. Right next to it I sit. It is such a poignant, painful, pleasurable experience. She sings that when the rainbow sheds you clean, you'll know. I know something of the sort. The sweet melody of the third song gently takes hold of me and invites me to join the pretty scene and rosy views of the cinematic music videos that I've watched many a time in solitude, or more frequently on that balcony where I sat with my childhood friend, then already on the brink of womanhood. full of pain, full of dreams. Oh, I wait, I wait, I wait for you. I wait, I wipe away my tears that can't be contained anymore and feel depleted, trying to compose myself when all I want to do is give way to the storm of violent emotions arising within me. No, it's more than we can handle. Life is anything but fair. After the devastating outcome of first and second court hearing, I've lingered in the abyss for a while too long, and many dark thoughts loomed over me. Disheartened, I asked myself, why bother being good at all? It doesn't help me one bit. Thinking only of the bigger issues at hand, that is my case. But even as I uttered these words, I realized their untruth. For though I can't count for the cases where evil people seem to get away from justice, we should, without a doubt, just keep on doing good. At the very least, it doesn't make things any worse. And at the best, well, it makes my day-to-day life much easier. Because people treat me with the same easiness and courtesy that I show them, and even the officers are more compassionate toward me. Had it not been for this, then chances are that the main officer would have never agreed to look for some foreigner songs for me to listen to. I only managed to get 5 songs, she said. I hope that's okay. How little does she know just how much this means to me. Hey, Mr. DJ, can you turn the music up? I smiled. How did this get here? Back I go to Port Elizabeth. It's holiday and my brother and I are visiting our dad. I'm 11 years old and my favorite activity is watching music channels in search of new songs. My dad just showed me how to record the songs I like in order to make a playlist. We wait to hear the garage door open. It's time that we're in high spirits. The final song takes me back to high school in my favorite part of our school, the dance studio. I'm learning samba. I don't need money. Hello, cheap throws. I can't get the bounce quite right, but I love it. I practice, and with each step I fall more in love. But you do need money for most things in life, and while I kept the spirit of dancing, my dream to train further, I've had to put on hold. As I look up from my trance, I see someone has taken to the beat, and even though she doesn't understand any of the words, she listens while he sings, "Dance with the girl, get with it." I laughed despite myself. No one joined her, but that is of no concern to her. As for me, I'm content with only listening and feeling. I won't allow my own voice to interrupt theirs, nor let any sudden movement in any way obstruct me from hearing every second of every song. Music is therapy that I've had to live without during the most difficult part of my life so far. When I first got here, I couldn't understand how you could forget lyrics that form part of your everyday life. But now, 2 years, 8 months later, I find myself thinking of and not remembering the words to songs I used to sing from the top of my lungs. And it's moments like these that hurt me, silently but so deeply. I was so infused into my day, a single earphone while driving around my little island, choosing the playlist for my day at work, going to the gym and working the heavy bag while music blasts in my ears. What a high. The classical music while studying or gardening on weekends. Songs for when I wax lacrimose, and those for when I burst with excitement, when I'm brimming with joy, or even teeming with rage. There is a song for every mood, except, of course, when that mood wants silence. It is not with our ears that we listen to music, but with something much deeper inside. We listen with memory, with feeling, without souls. Isn't this why music gives us such comfort and incommunicable is put into words and beautifully sung, and that somehow we feel a little less lost. Someone there is that has felt it like I do. It makes the world seem smaller, while at the same time it expands our minds. There are times too where words in themselves fail and we find ourselves carried away by a sweet harmony, a bleeding tune on a video, a playful dance on the keys of the piano. Why there's so many instruments, if played by themselves, that can raise our hairs on end, and we add them in together or take them away at just the correct intervals, and what we get is absolutely mesmerizing. We close our eyes to hear better, or perhaps we do so to see where the music takes us. In here, we do get to listen to Thai music for an hour or two when we get in the room, and I've gone from despising it to toleration to understanding. And now there are some songs that I have even grown to like and can sing along to. But these are songs that I listen to with my ears only. Do you see the difference? Love, Ashley. Okay guys, I think I missed a few spots or whatever because it's not the most comfortable place here to do this session. But in any case, thank you so much for joining. And yes, we really appreciate your support and everything. I wasn't able to see Ashley today because today's a holiday and Monday is another holiday. Last week, Monday was also a holiday. So, but by God's grace, I trust that I will be able to see her again if I live, and He wills, on Wednesday. And thank you so much. You must have an amazing day, guys. And we are still driving, as you can see. Lots of cars. It's hectic. I love this island, but I hate the traffic. The island is only 54, 56. I think it's 54 kilometers in circumference. And on a good day, it takes you 1 hour to ride all around the island. But on a motorcycle, on a scooter. If you're in a car, it might take you 2 days. No, sorry, not really, but that's what it feels like. So not a good idea to have a car around here. Anyway, so that's the one intersection to Fisherman's Village. And yeah, the place where I'm going now is close to where the shop was where Ashley used to work at. So yeah. But anyhow, thank you guys, and love you. Thank you for your support, and God bless you.